world of UFC lightweight contention is currently tangled in uncertainty, and Paddy Pimblett's recent comments reveal just how complicated the path to a title fight has become. But here's where it gets controversial. Pimblett's perspective on the situation isn't exactly optimistic, and his blunt remarks have stirred the pot in the lightweight division. Pimblett, hailing from Liverpool, has been in the mix as a potential challenger to the UFC lightweight champion Ilia Topuria. Their history goes beyond just competition. They've been involved in a personal grudge since an intense altercation in London back in 2022. Fans have eagerly speculated about a showdown between them, but the rankings throw a wrench into the narrative. Pimblett sits at number 9 in the lightweight division, while fighters like Arman Tsarukyan at number 2 and Justin Gaethje at number 5 stand higher, making Pimblett's challenge less straightforward.
The rankings matter because UFC title shots usually favor those higher up. Still, Tsarukyan's own title hopes took a hit earlier this year when he pulled out of a scheduled fight on very short notice due to an injury, a move that many viewed as losing momentum. Meanwhile, Gaethje, despite his higher rank, comes into the fray with just a single recent victory and carries the baggage of 2 previous unsuccessful title fights. In a candid update on his YouTube channel, Pimblett shared what's been on his mind. Returning to the gym this past Monday, he revealed the flood of questions he's been getting about his next fight, especially whether it'll be against Topuria. He referred to Topuria playfully, but pointedly as the chorizo, nodding to the champion's Spanish-Georgian roots, and said he's hopeful that the matchup will be next on the card.
Pimblett also expressed how American fans keep urging him to meet Topuria in the octagon, with colorful encouragement to smash that sausage's head in. However, Pimblett did acknowledge the reality of his ranking, noting that others might be more deserving of a shot. He didn't hold back in criticizing Tsarukyan, dubbed the posh boy and little rich boy, for reportedly trying to buy his way into a fight with Topuria by offering him an extra $1 million, a gesture Pimblett deemed desperate and entitled. To add salt to the wound, Pimblett mocked Tsarukyan's injury withdrawal from the January title fight, calling it a quit move and dismissing him as irrelevant. Currently, Tsarukyan seems to be the leading contender to face Topuria, who secured the vacant lightweight championship by knocking out Charles Oliveira in the very first round back in June. This dynamic could potentially set Pimblett on a collision course with Gaethje instead. Yet Gaethje himself has cooled rumors of such a bout, even dropping hints that he might exit the UFC if denied another title opportunity, raising fascinating questions about the stability of the division's top contenders. Pimblett, now 30, hasn't held back his feelings toward Gaethje either, saying he respects him but is aware Gaethje may not want to fight him, something he's noticed in various interviews. He also took a jab at Dan Hooker, a previously liked opponent who recently made dismissive comments about Pimblett. According to Paddy, the real and only fight that makes sense in his view is against Ilia Topuria. Backing up a bit, the lightweight title scene has been quite volatile. Tsarukyan's injury led Islam Makhachev, the then-champion, to take a last-minute fight against Renato Moicano. Makhachev won, but vacated the title in May to chase the welterweight crown, creating further ripples. Similarly, Topuria gave up his featherweight title earlier this year to pursue the lightweight belt, eventually capturing it by defeating the former champ Oliveira. Oliveira, meanwhile, has been booked for a fight against Rafael Fiziev this October, which likely rules him out as an immediate match for Pimblett. Pimblett's name had been loosely tied to a fight against Oliveira, but with Oliveira's new fight, Pimblett's most plausible opponents narrowed down to either Topuria, Gaethje, or Tsarukyan, contingent on how the title bouts unfold. An unforgettable moment occurred after Topuria's knockout of Oliveira at UFC 276, when Pimblett stormed into the ring to confront the new champion. Gaethje and Tsarukyan watched from the crowd, but the UFC president Dana White claimed he had no idea who authorized Pimblett's bold octagon entrance in Las Vegas, a move that certainly added drama, but also raised questions about UFC's control over such interactions. So here's the controversial question. With Pimblett's ranking and these personal jabs flying around, should merit, marketability,
or backstage politics decide who fights for UFC gold next? Is Pimblett's brash, outspoken approach a breath of fresh air that the sport needs? Or does it risk overshadowing the fighter's athletic credentials? Share your thoughts. Do you think Pimblett deserves that title shot despite the rankings and drama? Or is someone else the rightful contender? This debate is only heating up, and your voice matters.